Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Sexy Business Podcast. As always, I'm your alpha, Lewd Neko, and joining me is Spooky Dangerous.
Who we're about to find out if I am in fact the submissive or not.
And today we are going to be talking a little bit about Omegaverse. So, what it is, if you've never heard of it. And then Spooky is going to be taking the infamous accurate Omegaverse quiz to figure out if he is an alpha, a beta, or an omega. But if you've never heard those terms, or maybe you're thinking this is some sort of manosphere shit, this is not. So you might have heard the term like alpha male or, beta male and things like that from, the whole host of horrible men on podcasts and YouTube and stuff like that. But when we're talking about alpha, beta, and omega in this sense, it is coming from the world of fan fiction, specifically a lot of yaoi fan fiction. There are multiple video essays on YouTube that get into the full history of the Omegaverse because it's actually kind of complicated. But if I remember correctly, I think a lot of it actually originated with Supernatural. That
That's right,
basically,
yeah.
there was already supernatural beings, obviously, in that series, and someone had the idea of like, oh, well, what if they had wolf traits, and what if that made them fuck each other, and it also made mpreg theoretically possible. Essentially, in the Omegaverse, it works differently depending on what series or fanfic you're reading, but the baseline idea is that in the Omegaverse, everybody has their biological sex or gender, and then basically you also have a secondary sex, which is if you're an alpha, a beta, or an omega. Alphas, as the name kind of implies, are the ones who get people pregnant, and they do experience things like rut. They usually have knotted penises, whether or not they are biologically male or female. So that's all, very open to there being Futanari, as well as just like men who can get pregnant and things like
Woof.
that. They're usually a little bit more like aggressive or assertive. So there's a lot of, bad boy types who are alphas. And then in between is the betas, and betas are usually just like normal people. Like you kind of just, you got stuck with the lame one that doesn't do anything. You're just a guy. Sometimes they're like seen as like secondary, or they're seen as like mediators where they help like maintain peace between alphas and omegas. And then on the other hand, omegas are the bottom bitches, quite literally. They are submissive and breedable. They experience heat. And oftentimes they are kind of put into a lot of non-consensual scenarios where alphas will just sort of take advantage of them. It's a very common thing. Another common thing is like the idea of heat suppressants, that your heat would make yourself sort of vulnerable if you were going to go out in public. So some omegas will basically take like birth control to make their heat stop. So that way they won't make all the alphas horny. So yeah, this is a really popular fanfic trope. I would say it's primarily seen in fanfic, and now there's a lot of dark romance. So there's like a lot of werewolf romance books that take this on, particularly from like a straight lens. I feel like in fanfiction, it's usually male male, and then in a lot of the like dark romance erotica, it's usually male female. There is a rare amount of female female content, though it is like kind of small in Omegaverse from what I've seen. Whereas I will say I've seen it kind of very rarely when it comes to things like hentai or adult gaming, which is honestly a niche that I think could be filled. It's honestly a little bit surprising that almost no visual novels or adult games have taken advantage of this trope, since, it's very prime for all sorts of kinks like knotting, breeding, power dynamics, primal play, things like that. And again, like lots of women do enjoy it. And while we have talked a little bit about how obviously adult gaming markets are more male dominated audiences, I do think there is enough of a female audience who would be really interested if someone made a game with more of this approach. So, if you're a game dev and you need ideas, maybe check out the Omegaverse.
Well, especially a visual novel. We did a Rule 34 duel episode, and there was a lot of characters that we thought should get so many more hits because you would think that there is an AO3 gigantic presence where fanfic way overpowers the art. And I think in something like this, and making a game using this kind of thing, a visual novel is going to be that in between, where you're just adding art to what would already be an incredibly powerful fanfic space.
Yeah, and I mean, we honestly almost see it in like it made me think a lot about like some stuff like Foodadom World, who already
Hmm.
have those like femdom universe where there's sort of like new rules about gender and different power dynamics, and like we're gonna use this to explore serious topics like sexual assault, for example. And that's something Omegaverse does too. A lot of Omegaverse fan fiction actually explores ideas of like gender imbalance through this idea of the Omegaverse of like, oh yeah, this is what it would be like to basically experience life as like the average woman times 10, where like not only are you being discriminated with because, you're seen as the, bottom rung on the ladder, but in this case, there's also sort of this like biological imperative. So people are a lot more like violent in many ways.
All right, are you ready to get started with the quiz?
Yeah, so I've already taken this quiz. I took it on a live stream if you want to check that out. And I was designated a submissive Omega. I think 27 of the 45 answers were for submissive Omega. Although my second, my third, and my fourth responses were all different variants of Alpha. So I don't know.
Let's just diagnose switch.
See, I asked my friends in real life, and they all said I would be a beta, which I was just like, well,
Wow.
you calling me a normie?
All right. So first question: what's your ideal partner? And Hatsune Miku isn't one of the options. So I'm looking at. I think cuddly is the thing that jumps out to me the most. I'm very affectionate. I feel
Yeah,
like I've
for this
just
one you can choose
instantly.
multiple.
Oh, I can. Interesting. Chat, how deep do we go?
So, I'm gonna guess protective.
Yeah, I think I want just cuddly, actually.
Just cuddly, nothing else, no other qualities.
I am but a simple man.
Not even motherly.
I'm supposed to bring that to them, not them have it already. Where would I go for a first date? My house. That is because I do not leave the house. You were doing a Kahoot with the group and your
Which is
partner.
like a
Do you let
quiz
them win?
thing.
So, this is showing what the age bracket of the target market really is, huh? Do I let them win? I don't think I intentionally try and do it competitively. I do not let them win, but I just try and answer the questions whether I know them or not. I ask someone out on a date, do I pay? Yes. I'm too nervous to ask someone out. What? Why is there no just yes? Okay, absolutely.
I mean,
love
there's of
heart.
course.
Yeah. How do I spend my free time reading fan fiction? Again, you really are just pointing at your audience and saying hello. What do I
And
do?
for this one, you can choose multiple.
I think.
I mean, you do.
I do also like
writing.
I'm really not. Yeah, so I picked the artistic one. I don't read fan fiction. I read comics and watch porn. I do not do hands-on activities or leave the house.
I know.
So being active is
I was surprised jerking your shit wasn't an option.
When you play open world games, what do you enjoy doing?
And for this one, you can also pick multiple.
How do you know? Does it say somewhere? Or do you just remember?
No, I just remember because I took it like 2 days ago.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Best question ever. What is your favorite color? Natural colors like earthy browns and greens. Any cool color except for neons. Jewel tones. Pastels. So this is just me outing myself as trans if I select this option.
You like stripy socks.
Yeah. Black maybe with an accent color. Neons. Warm colors. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, I got stuck on this one for a while because I was like, I like the color red is my favorite, but I hate every other warm color. I don't like orange or yellow. I think I ended up going with pastels.
Yeah, Pastels would have been a nice second. I'm also like really in my head about what the result is going to be, and I'll see an answer and I'll be like, yeah, this just tells everyone I take dick for a living.
You can't skew the results. You have to answer honestly.
That's what I'm trying to do. You find out your friends have a group chat excluding you. What do? Cry. I'm glad that is an option. What website do you spend most of your time on? AO3, again, like we mentioned. For me, is this a multiple one?
No.
Okay, because then it's YouTube.
Yeah, I picked YouTube.
With Twitter as second. I shitpost a lot on Twitter, but I always have YouTube. I play music through YouTube.
Yeah, I watch videos a lot, like in the background.
Pick my ideal superpower. Okay. My ideal superpower is not listed here. My ideal superpower is the ability to turn into smoke at will and then recoalesce. So that I could be a magician and do street magic and disappear, but like actually. And then just imagine how fucking successful I'd be on full Penn and Teller, because they'll be like, how did you do that? I'm like, I turned into smoke. And they're like, that doesn't answer my question. And that would be really funny. Can you tell I've thought about this before? And then second option is teleportation, which is also not here. And then so option 3 is shapeshifter, so I can have big naturals. Yes, I platonically flirt with my friends a lot. I'm a menace. How do you handle stress? Look, all these options are really... Where's the boil it up and then kill myself at 40 option? I don't think that's... I think that's
the ignore it one.
Yeah, I guess. I need to just cry about it. I just spent a lot of time just sitting around going, I am sad. Today sucks. MasterCard's ruining my business. Wah. What's my role in a group project? I like to be in charge. I do whatever needs to be done. I do the bare minimum. Look. Group. I just kind of do the thing. Am I about to get diagnosed with autism again? Dogs or cats is cats. Although I'm allergic to both dogs and cats, fun fact.
Oh no.
I know.
We can never meet.
I know. Unless if you are a hypoallergenic cat that doesn't have any fur.
So I shave.
Yeah. You need to go out late at night to go to the store. It's pitch black and the street lights are the only source of light. What do you do? I am unfortunately a 6'5" white man. There is not very many things in this world that I need to be scared of.
Right, that's how I felt about this question. It's like, it's not a matter of me being like, oh no, the dark is scary. It's a matter of the fact that I live in a city where if you go out at night, you die.
Yeah. I don't have that problem.
I live in America.
Yeah.
Everyone
Also,
has a gun.
Americans don't walk anywhere. You would drive to the corner store to get everything.
That's also true. There's nothing in walking distance.
Yeah. In Australia, you can walk everywhere and it's not a big deal. You're sitting in class and your teacher is being frustrating. How do you handle it? What are they being frustrating about?
See, that was my same question. I was like, it depends.
I'd probably just ignore them. It implies I was paying attention to them in the first place. What is my favorite emoticon? Alright, this should be an easy answer because I posted a lot. On Twitter, 60% of our posts have the smirk face in it. When I'm typing, I often do tongue out emoji because it's easy and quick, and I'm old. So I will select tongue out emoji. Which country would I move to? Romania winky face? What?
I don't know what the implication is there.
I assume it's because that's the location of the person that made the quiz.
Maybe.
So I currently live in Australia. That's not deep lore or anything. You can probably hear it on my voice. Which would I move to? Is this multiple selection or just pick one?
Pick one.
And what are these fucking options?
I mean, I chose the USA. I can move around in the USA.
Yeah, that's true. I've thought a lot about moving to the USA because it's better for work for me. And so like that's kind of an option. Otherwise, if I think the world really is going to explode, New Zealand is the best option. So the USA is if the world does not explode, and New Zealand if the world does explode. And I'm an optimist. Oh, not a synesthesia question. Maths is green. I will fight you all on it. Do I like Andrew Tate? Here's the fucking alpha detector question. Alright, what type of clothing do you wear most often? Sluttiest shit on God's green earth. I want to be the most fuckable bitch at the grocery store. Yes, this is me in my pajamas leaving the house.
I like the answer misogyny. I want to know what that implies.
Yeah, I'm serving cunt at the Woolies.
I wear a shirt. I just wear a shirt that says "I hate women."
Yeah, women hate me. Fish adore me. It's honestly hoodies all day, but that's just because it's cold where I am. Favorite trope? Oh, okay. Miscommunication is the worst trope. I really like
and then PWP is porn without plot.
Oh. Okay. I really like the fake dating trope where it's the like you have to come and be with me so that people don't think that I'm alone, like Bridgerton, and then they end up falling for each other, obviously. Is great. We love a yandere. Man, there's actually kind of a couple of good ones. I feel like these 4
you can choose multiple.
Yeah, I've picked 4. Alright, which of these fanfics would you read based on the tags? Wow, okay. There's some shit going on. Oh, based on these tags. So I'm trying to get a picture of what the whole thing is.
And so like first one is going to be very depressing. Like hurt no comfort just means like a character is going to die and it's going to suck. The second one is going to be like fluffy,
the opposite.
This cutesy stuff. Okay. The third one is going to be some like fucked up, like non-con crazy stuff. And then the fourth one is kind of just like a typical like average fan fiction, like strangers to lovers. Oh, they work at 2 different kinds of shops. There's a little bit of angst, but not a lot.
But then no beta, we die like men?
So a beta reader is someone who reads your fanfic before you publish it.
I thought it was talking about like a beta male. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this last one is much more my vibe. I hate depressing media. I'm already depressed enough. I don't need to be reminded about it. Alright, I'm walking through a public space. Already hard to put myself in this scenario, but I'll manage. I see someone beating up an innocent person. It's just you 3 there at the moment, and the attacker looks to be more muscular than you. What do you do? Well, that's not hard. I'm built like a toothpick. So the average woman is probably more muscular than me. What do you do? I stand there indecisively. I step in and get beat up immediately. I don't understand this trope in media where the intervener becomes the new target. There's no motivation there other than you are in my way, and there's no reason to do anything other than to remove them. Telling off the attacker and run when they come towards me. I join in. This beta cuck probably deserves. Oh my god. Yeah, I step in and try and make the attacker back off. But that's like I said, I am tall. And some people can read that as intimidatingly. It's more likely I'll just step up to them and yell at them and hope for the best. What do you do if you're sick and have a prior engagement? canceling things is like Coke to me, so I stay home and reschedule. Someone is yelling at you for something you didn't do. I will cry. I could call them a slur. No, that's Neko's thing. I don't want to step on your toes.
Yeah, that's why I'm an alpha.
Yeah, true. So what I'm reading in this quiz so far is that if you're an alpha, you are a cunt.
I mean, kind of. Like I said, it's a lot of like the toxic, like bad boy trope. I can fix him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think I can fix her when they look at me. Man. Yeah, I just start crying. That sounds more like me. You're on the internet and have somehow managed to get yourself into an internet argument about something you are coming to realize you're clearly wrong about. How do you handle it? Where's the option where I turn it into a joke at my own expense? Admit that I was wrong by laughing at myself. What's my opinion on Elon Musk? Well, really edgy question. My friend comes out to me. How do I respond? Every time I play Magic the Gathering, so most of my friends are trans, and a lot of the times when someone has come out to me, I'm like, I want you to cast your mind back to several years ago when I told you this was going to happen.
We've been new.
Yeah. We were just waiting for you to, gather the courage. What is my favorite genre of television and or books? This is kind of hard. I do tend to skew towards sci-fi, so that's probably the answer if I have to pick one. It's a tough question to not be multiple choice. If I was stranded on an island and could bring only one thing, what would that one thing be? Kate Upton, but she's not listed here. I feel like a phone would not work for very long and a book would get old really quick. In theory, something like a Swiss Army knife is most useful, but I have no survival skills. So the gun lets me defeat the first thing that I encounter, either a grizzly bear or myself. So I'm okay with that. You stumble upon a dead body laid on the side of the road. A quick glance around tells you you're alone. What do I do?
I like to hide the body option, like implicate myself in a crime I didn't commit.
Yeah, I'll just be a homie. I'll just take it home with me. What's more likely is I would leave it and ignore it and pretend that it didn't happen. Okay, what aesthetic do I vibe with the most? Crowcore with trinkets. Scene, emo, punk, goth, grunge. Solar punk. Dark academia. Kawaii, Y2K-esque, monochromatic, cottagecore, voidpunk, glitchcore, cyberpunk, preppy, minimalism. Where's the I just wear jeans and a funny t-shirt option?
Minimalism?
I guess. It's the I haven't transitioned and therefore clothes are just a means of hiding myself and not expressing myself. Alright, what am I most afraid of? There's certainly some options in here. If the thing you are afraid of most in life is clowns, you probably have a pretty safe life. How often do you encounter a clown? Without willingly going and buying a ticket somewhere.
I mean, there was like the clown sightings at one point in America where people were just dressing up as clowns and like stalking people at night.
That was true.
So maybe someone had a traumatic experience.
I'm really upset that failure is not an option. I am most afraid of working my whole life and grinding my bones into dust just to accomplish nothing. which
I
is
feel like
not
that's
really
like
an
akin to a
option.
rejection.
Yeah, I guess.
Like society has rejected your ideas.
Yeah, that'll have to do. What time of day do you like the most? Midnight. It's when I am most
Based.
awake.
Belt.
We are currently recording the podcast just after lunchtime, and I've only just woken up to give you a vibe. Alright, I've been invited to a potluck. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. What do I bring? It's much more likely that I would host. My friends are useless at this kind of thing. Dessert, side dish, chips. So when they said potluck, I was imagining the fucking thing from Stardew Valley where everyone brings an ingredient to put in the pot. This is not that.
No, this is when everyone brings a thing.
Yeah, it's bring a plate. I probably am bringing chips and dip. Crackers and dip. Yes, I can say that word. You've been supplied with a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker. What is the first thing you draw? Okay. I don't have the drawing skills to fulfill my heart's desires of drawing a big titty woman. Also, it doesn't give me context. Like, I have wanted a whiteboard in my office for work stuff just to, like, keep notes on shit that I'm working on. So,
Yeah,
like,
what's the silly doodle you're gonna put on it first? Break it in.
I honestly don't know. I don't know if that's a thing I would do. I think I just have to pick penis because it's the funny option. It's one of those things where it's like, if I picked it in the poll and then I got a whiteboard later, I'll be like, well, look, I said penis in the poll, so now I have to draw one. Alright, so text my best friend, partner, group chat,
I'll answer for you.
and ask them if they are a cat girl, or if I'm a cat girl or a dog girl.
Yeah, are you?
Alright, Neko, am I a cat girl or a dog girl?
I know it's gonna be surprising. I think you're a dog girl.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Okay.
If I did text the group chat right now, they would say dog girl. I'm too golden retriever coded. Alright, which of these images resonates with you the most? And they're all cursed. But it's Among Us and Kicks.
Okay, so I have to explain this next one. I can tell whoever made this quiz is definitely in their late, because this used to be a really common thing that would happen in like, I remember a website called Quizilla, where like these kinds of quizzes used to exist, and like people would role play, like when they designed their quiz, they would like pretend a fictional character was designing it with them, and then they would like leave little comments, like they and the fictional character were talking, and it was usually creepypasta characters because that was popular in the early 2010s. And so they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, Jeff, don't kill the person taking the quiz." And it was like absolute 13-year-old bullshit.
Yeah, okay. So what do I say here?
Whatever you want.
Alright. Sick one. Wow, we're at question 41 now. Really hitting the big numbers. Tell me, dear test taker, how are you feeling right now? Get clowned on, nerd. I am a honk shoe snorer. When in public, reading schmut, can you keep your face impassive? Or am I just on the train with the full ahagao going on? Yeah, I'm pretty stone-faced, actually. Which fanfic site do I read on the Twitter? I do not use any of the others. Alright, what's my favorite animal? It's not even listed. You fucking... I'm the secret fourth option, which is person that they didn't realize existed when they put this shit together. Because where's giraffe? I tell you. Where is giraffe? I'm gonna pick cat. Cat is the next best option. I am a submissive omega.
Oh, we got the same fucking thing.
Yeah, I think it's really obvious because I just didn't pick the cunty options. So they're like, well, you're not an alpha if you're not an asshole. That's kind of funny. All right, well, there you go. Loyal viewer,
so we
did
get
you have
along so
guessed
well.
this? The guy that writes Fuda Dom Hente for a living was a submissive Omega. Are you shocked? I'm not surprised, but that's more like every time we've done a quiz, I've been kind of let down at the construction of the quiz and its failure to fully assess the thing it's promised. But yeah, I don't know. That's the Omegaverse. I don't know if I can put the link in the description. I will try. If YouTube gets angry about it, it will not be there. If you want to take the test yourself, look at the description. While you're looking at the description, you should click on the buttons that Neko is about to tell you about.
Yeah, so you just listened to us talk about the fucking Omegaverse for like 30 minutes, and you saw us take a stupid quiz. So that means you probably really like this podcast. So you should give us a subscription. So go ahead and subscribe to us, and make sure to hit the bell so that way you'll get notifications every single week when we upload new episodes. And, you know, if you've taken this quiz, or if you're going to take it, then let us know in the comments. Were you an alpha, a beta, omega? Do you read Omegaverse fan fiction? Are you interested in it now? If this is the first time you've ever heard of this, would you want this in a video game? I do. I really want it in a video game. And then otherwise, stick around. We'll be talking about other stuff in future episodes that'll maybe be a little bit less cringe than the Omegaverse. It could be worse though. So stay tuned, and we will see you next time on the Sexy Business Podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hope I don't get pregnant until next episode.